We often tend to think of the challenges that confront our world as if they're separate. Poverty and pollution, hunger and inequality. Today, climate change, coronavirus, racism, and injustice. But in fact, all of these issues are intimately linked. And the common denominator that binds them all together is their impact on our health and that of this life-giving planet we all call home. Burning fossil fuels has powered our society into the industrial age. But today, our continued dependence on them has become more like an addiction, one that's already responsible for nearly 70,000 deaths from air pollution in the U.S. every year and millions more around the world, one that, left unchecked, could ultimately mean the end of civilization as we know it, yet one that we just can't seem to quit. Where does COVID come in? Well, air pollution also makes our lungs more vulnerable to disease. Our risk of getting sick or even dying when we're exposed to coronavirus is much higher than if we have healthy lungs. And then there's the fact that fossil fuels produce heat-trapping gases that are building up in the atmosphere, wrapping an extra blanket around our planet that it doesn't need. Our emissions of these gases are the reason why the planet is warming. And as it warms, it's supersizing our extreme weather events and even making air pollution worse. Dangerous heat waves are becoming more intense and more frequent. Hurricanes and cyclones are bigger, stronger, and more damaging. We're seeing blazing infernos burn millions of acres and produce massive amounts of lung-damaging smoke. The range of many types of water and vector-borne diseases are expanding as the world warms, from Vibrio bacteria that grow in warm coastal waters to Lyme disease that's been carried northward by deer ticks. We are all at risk from the health impacts of COVID, climate, and pollution. But these risks aren't evenly distributed either. Here in the U.S. and around the world, the poorest, the most marginalized, and the most vulnerable people are experiencing the greatest impacts. Women and children, Black and Latino populations, and Indigenous peoples, and more. As the LANCET report states, COVID, climate change, and systematic inequality are converging crises that need to be tackled together. This is not a luxury, it's a necessity. I'm a climate scientist. I study how the choices that we make today will affect our future. I know that a better future is still possible, but the only way to get there is to choose wisely now.